Hello, ladies and gents, and welcome to week 3 of our fabulous English 235 class. This week we are working on writing abstracts and newsletters, which is kind of a fun way to incorporate writing into the workplace. You don't need to be a professional writer or a technical writer to be asked to do these jobs at a workplace, because sometimes the staff is small, so people have to wear multiple hats, or because you have this fabulous education, you are a nice uh, communicator who is able to write clearly and concisely, and so people will recognize that skill and ask you to do stuff. So, who knows? You might get the chance to practice these particular skills in the workplace later. So, I want to make sure that we've got some of these because this is actually a very common thing to be asked to do. So, we're going to take a look at abstract and summary. If we go into our class here, once again, all of our resources are located in the modules tab. Excuse me, sorry. Um, we have one on abstract and newsletter articles, a whole folder to help you be successful there. We've got a recorded lecture. I would highly recommend watching this before you attempt the assignment. It's going to talk to you a little bit about why we might write abstracts and summaries, the purpose they serve in different work environments, as well as how we might hone our skills a little bit further than even we have them now in clear and concise writing. There is an exercise in that recorded lecture if you want to get a little bit of practice. It references an article called Is Google Making Us Stupid? Really fun article published several years ago now, but talks about how the way that we access information now is actually changing our brain chemistry, which is really interesting. It's not good, it's not bad, it's just science. Like our brains are working in a different way because we are receiving information in a different way. So it's kind of interesting to see how we process information, how we interact with it, and how we make meaning from it now in this digital age, which is pretty fascinating. So the first part of this week, we're going to be working on those abstracts and summaries, and then we're going to be looking at writing a newsletter article. We've got a recorded lecture for that as well. Highly recommend that we check that out before we do the assignment. And then you are going to be writing the newsletter article based off of the article. Differences are just a matter of style. All that information is in the assignment itself, but I've also contained it for you here if you want to take a look. And then I've got some sample formats of newsletters. You don't have to make your newsletter in a fancy format, but this is typically what you might see in a workplace newsletter. So if we go up to our assignments to take a look at what we're going to be doing this week, the abstract and newsletter article, this is another one of those 100-point assignments, so it's worth a lot. So do make sure to pay attention and invest in these points. It is another two-parter. So the first part is writing an informative abstract. You're going to be responding to the article Eyeing Myopia. Just a one-page article. You're going to try and boil down all those ideas from the one-page article into a 100-word abstract. The recorded lecture walks you through that step by step, the different processes you're going to want to do, and the different pieces you're going to want to make sure that you include. So please watch that before attempting the assignment. Eyeing Myopia is an article about how looking at screens now is actually changing the physical shape of our eyes, which is also fascinating. So you can read through that and then make sure you're hitting all these bullet points as you create your abstract. Do not go over 100 words and don't go much under 100 words. We're really shooting for right around 100. So shoot for that. Make sure you watch that recorded lecture. It will help you a ton. Then you're going to be writing an article for a company newsletter referencing workplace differences are often just a matter of style. You're going to be talking to a rhetorical audience. You're imagining that you are in this scenario where you're an assistant communications manager for a software company and you're publishing a monthly newsletter. You're going to pick ideas from the article. Workplace differences are often just a matter of style. You're going to highlight those key points and connect them to your working environment so that it's obvious that this is geared toward that specific audience. There is once again a recorded lecture that will walk you through this step by step, so please make sure to watch that recorded lecture before you attempt this part of the assignment as well. Some tips on APA format are here for you and tips for adapting an article for a newsletter. So make sure you check out all those great resources before you attempt the assignment and submit it on Sunday. As always, if you have any questions, I'm here to help. Otherwise, happy reading and happy writing this week.